It's hot here. I said I wasn't going to do a video, that I was just going to cook this. I got this from my friend who has a channel. His name's Michael's Adventures. I didn't get it exactly right, but I wasn't going to do a video. I just wanted to make this. But I thought, wow, I've never made it before, so I should do a video. So let's give it a taste. Amazing. Another amazing meal. This is cooked in a mushroom sauce at the end. It has brandy or cognac in it, heavy cream. This is one amazing dish. So let me know if you try it. And thank you everyone for watching. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is a steak. I believe this is probably about anywhere from 12 to 16 ounces. I didn't look at the package. I'm just kind of estimating. You're going to need either brandy or cognac, and I'm using brandy, salt, pepper, Worcestershire sauce, Dijon mustard, a shallot, 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, whipping cream, mushrooms, butter, lemon, fresh lemon juice, a shallot, and some thyme. And it calls for a bouillon cube, which I don't have, and I don't want to open up a whole beef broth just for a small amount, so I'm going to use Marmite, which is very flavorful. So that's what I'm choosing to do. And then chives, I'm using a green onion instead. So let me show you how we do this. So the very first thing that you do when you're cooking steak, you take it out of the refrigerator and let it rest for about 30 minutes minimum, maybe 40. And the reason you do that is so that all the juices in the steak can distribute throughout the steak. And if you don't do that, your steak won't cook properly. It'll be dry. So the first thing you do is salt and pepper it, both sides. And whenever you cook anything, you can salt it generously, because it's not the same as cooking something, seasoning something that isn't going to be cooked. You wouldn't salt it as much. So then you're going to set your meat aside, and we're going to cut everything up and get it ready. So you want to cut your shallot fine, in little fine pieces, and you are going to cut a whole shallot. And then I'm going to cut up the garlic fine also. And usually I use minced. I started using minced probably last year because my son was using it for a club he was in, so I tried it and I got hooked on it. But for something like this STEAK DIANE, I am going to use two fresh garlic cloves. Now the minced garlic is fine. The type I buy is only has citric acid and there's no preservatives. It's fine. But for something like this, I'm going to use freshly chopped garlic. So you want to get your other ingredients ready. You're going to need lemon juice and Worcestershire sauce put aside. And we're going to go over to the stove and I'll show you the rest. You want to cut up like chunky size like this, 9 mushrooms, and I'm using Bella mushrooms. You just want to cut up 9 of them. And then, like I was saying, I'm going to use Marmite because I have it. And it can be substituted for beef bouillon. You just add it to some warm water. Now, I just took a guess on this, but I did Google it and I was right. It can be substituted. It's just a very rich ingredient, and I just knew it would go with it, even though I've never heard that. So now we're going to put in 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard on the side, and also a teaspoon of thyme, which I have. It's kind of dried. It was a fresh plant and it's dried. And then you want to get 1.5 tablespoons of brandy and 1/3 cup of cream. Once you have everything prepared, you put it right next to your stove so you have real easy access to everything. And then you're going to heat up your pan and put 1 tablespoon of oil in it. And we're going to sear our steak. And this is on a medium high, and then you can add 1.5 tablespoons of butter. And you want to baste this steak. We're going to sear both sides first. Okay, and now you want to baste your steak with the butter. And once you have it basted and it's seared on both sides, you remove it and keep it warm on a separate. Okay, and now we're going to put our shallots and garlic in. We're going to stir this around. It's going to be a very short time on low. This way, when you do it real quickly, it's not going to burn the garlic. So you have it on low now. You went from a medium high to low, and now you're going to add your Worcestershire and your lemon juice. Okay, now we're going to add our mushrooms. And now you want to cook these down probably about 2 minutes. You're going to cook them down on kind of a low, sauteing them as all the juices come out of the mushrooms. Okay, your mushrooms have cooked down quite a bit, so we're going to add our Dijon mustard with thyme and either your bouillon cube or marmite. We're going to add all those in the pan. And you can turn up the heat a little from like a low to like a medium low and just stir everything in until everything's kind of mixed in and blended. Next we're going to pour our brandy in and it will deglaze the pan. Or your cognac, whichever one you're using. You want to keep this you want to have it like a medium low right now. And lastly, we're going to add in our cream. But you definitely add the brandy or cognac first. And now you're going to mix everything together. Okay, right about now you either add your chives, and I have green onions, about a tablespoon. You add that in and some parsley if you have it. And now we're going to take it off the stove. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put your steak back in, all the juices, and you're going to mix everything together, and now you're going to put it back on the stove to kind of heat everything through again. And then you can serve it with whatever you're going to have. We're going to have baked potatoes and a salad. And we're just heating it up again, and then we'll be ready to serve.